Hey everyone, welcome! So today, we're exploring a choice we literally all make multiple times a day. What are we putting on our plates? We are diving straight into the latest data from the World Health Organization to uncover the profound, absolutely life-changing benefits of eating more plants. By the end of this explainer, you're going to see exactly why this simple shift is such an empowering game-changer for your overall well-being.
Just think about that for a second. What if the absolute most powerful medicine for your body, and frankly for the planet, was already sitting right there in your kitchen? Your daily food choices aren't just a boring routine. Actually, scratch that. They aren't a routine at all. They are an incredible daily opportunity to completely transform your health. Section 1. What is plant-based eating? Now, you might be wondering what that actually means in practice. Well, the World Health Organization defines this pretty broadly. It's really just an approach that emphasizes foods derived from plants, coupled with a lower consumption of animal products. That's the key right there. It's not about strict, rigid rules where you have to give up everything you love. It's simply about actively shifting the balance on your plate to unlock some massive health benefits. And as we can clearly see here, this lifestyle is wonderfully diverse. It's a spectrum. Anyone from a pescatarian, someone who still eats fish, to a flexitarian who occasionally enjoys meat, all the way down to a strict vegan, fits perfectly under this healthy umbrella. You completely have the power to choose the level that works best for your lifestyle while still reaping those incredible, proven benefits.
Section 2. Powerful weapon against chronic diseases.
71%. Let that number sink in for just a moment. 71%. According to the WHO data, that is the percentage of all premature deaths globally caused by non-communicable diseases, or NCDs. It is a staggering burden on global health, to put it mildly. So what are we talking about here? These NCDs are primarily driven by 4 major threats: cardiovascular diseases, cancers, chronic respiratory diseases, and diabetes. It's a worldwide issue, but interestingly, the WHO European region actually carries the greatest burden. Over there, these specific diseases represent almost 90% of all their deaths.
But here is the incredible news. Defending yourself against this is surprisingly simple. Hitting a daily target of just 400 grams, which is roughly 5 standard portions of fruits and veggies, is a proven, highly effective strategy. It directly and powerfully lowers your risk of heart disease and stroke.
When you actually compare the data side by side, the protective power of plant foods becomes completely undeniable. They are consistently linked to a lower BMI, a significantly reduced risk for all cancers, and serious protection against heart disease. Contrast that with high meat diets. The WHO data shows frequent consumption of processed and red meat directly increases the risk of bowel cancer. So emphasizing plant-based options is just a clear, absolute win for your body.
Section 3. Saving the Earth and Economy.
Let's zoom out for a second, because the macro benefits here are absolutely massive. The exact same diet that saves your heart, it also dramatically reduces your carbon footprint. Eating more plants means significantly lower greenhouse gas emissions. It actively prevents biodiversity loss, and it drastically reduces the immense amount of agricultural land required to feed us all.
Experts actually call this the One Health concept. It's like a giant ripple effect. Reducing meat creates a compounding win-win scenario. You are simultaneously improving human health, protecting the planet, and supporting our society's economic well-being, all at the exact same time. How cool is that?
240 million euros. To put that into perspective, that massive figure represents just the estimated healthcare costs in a single year, we're looking at 2020 here, directly attributable to excessive red and processed meat consumption globally. By simply eating more plants, we are actively lifting a colossal financial burden off of our global healthcare systems.
Section 4. Careful. Processed food trap.
Okay, we need to pause for a quick reality check, because there is an important nuance here. Not all plant-based food is automatically healthy. There is a stark contrast between ideal whole foods, like minimally processed whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and nuts, and our modern industrial reality. Today, supermarket shelves are packed with ultra-processed substitutes, like imitation meats, vegan cheeses, and items loaded with starches, sugars, and artificial flavors.
Navigating these ultra-processed options definitely requires a bit of caution. The WHO report emphasizes that a lot of modern meat substitutes actually contain really high amounts of salt and cosmetic additives. Plus, the long-term health impacts of the byproducts formed during this heavy industrial processing, they are still largely unknown. So sticking to whole foods remains your safest and absolute most powerful choice.
Section 5. Eating smart for balanced nutrition.
Now, as you shift towards eating more plants, you do need to keep an eye on a couple of things. Specifically, vitamins B12 and D, which you can easily get through fortified foods or just getting some sunshine. And you want to ensure you're getting enough zinc and iron by eating a really diverse range of whole foods. But the trade-off here is fantastic. You get a highly beneficial reduction in harmful saturated fats and a major boost in healthy unsaturated fats.
And for anyone out there still wondering, but where do I get my protein? Rest assured, the data is clear. An appropriately planned plant-based diet can absolutely meet all your protein and complex nutrient needs. The whole secret is simply smart planning through diverse, minimally processed whole foods.
Section 6, Step-by-Step Health Guide. Look, making this kind of change doesn't happen overnight, and it shouldn't. It's about taking sustainable steps. Step 1, just adopt a plant-forward approach where meat isn't always the center of your meal. Step 2, gradually reduce your red meat and poultry intake. Step 3, consciously choose minimally processed whole foods. And Step 4, adapt it flexibly to your own culture and tastes. These incremental steps are incredibly sustainable and totally accessible for pretty much anyone.
The WHO's core message here is beautifully positive. You don't have to be perfect on day one. Literally any incremental reduction in animal foods and any substitution with healthful plant foods brings substantial, scientifically proven health benefits to your life. Every little bit counts.
So what does this all mean for us? Well, I'll leave you with this final thought. Your next meal is a choice. Will it be a step toward a healthier you and a healthier planet? The scientific evidence is abundantly clear, and the immense power to change your life is quite literally right there on your plate. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and we really hope you feel inspired to take positive, plant-forward action in your own kitchen today.